What's up YouTube, I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games. And today we have an exciting match because we are playing post ban list. So we have our C.O.D deck versus Sky Striker. So Sky Striker got quite a bit of support, so they are pretty much close to full power, but our deck got crippled pretty hard because now we're not playing with any gammas, but we did actually switch those gammas for more extenders. So now we're able to play around those very impactful cards that we were using Gamma for. So like Duel, Dimension Shifters. So at least if we get Duel or a Shifter, we could still do some plays. So that was pretty much the cost that we had to do. But you know what? I think it's turning out quite well and super excited to actually start playing at local events. So can't wait. So before we begin, friendly reminder as always to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot and I do really appreciate it. So let's see who's going first. As I recall, I believe they're going first. And their opening hands is, ooh, Ghost Bell. Okay, very nice. Harpy's Feather Duster, as Valor, and Terraforming. So we have quite a bit of hand traps to deal with. We do have Quick Launch, Nunu, Naya, Chaos Space, and Snake Rain. So we have quite a bit of extenders. So we're pretty safe actually. So they're going to start with the Terraforming, getting Area 0. Then they're going to activate Area 0. They did not start with a Sky Striker, surprisingly. So it's okay. So now they're going to go and excavate the top 3. Let's see what they get. Nothing good. So everything has to go back. And yeah, pretty much it. So our opponent has nothing to do but to pass. Now we drew into Armageddon Knight, which is pretty good. So we're going to start with a Nunu. Okay, sending the Zoa. Then we're going to use Nunu's effect to special summon. And then we're going to use Armageddon Knight. So we're going to normal summon it, send the Abs, use Abs effect to go and add. So we're going to add the Tracer now. Okay, now we're going to overlay for King of the Pharaoh Amp, activate the effect. They're going to Valor us, so that's one interruption. So now we're going to use Chaos Space, and they're going to Ash us, so that's another interruption. And now we're going to use Quick Launch to go and special summon the Recharger, link it for our Striker Dragon, use its effect to get Boot Sector Launch. And last but not least, we're going to go and activate a Snake Rain. So we're going to ditch everything. So we will be all set. So now next what's open activates. So get special summon. Then we're going to go and use Curse Effect to tribute to special. And then use the effect to go and target. And then they're going to allow that pass. So okay. So we're going to go and use the effect to go add Water Lily, and then we're going to go and overlay for King of the Pharaoh Amp once again. Use the effect because it's not a hard once per turn, very soft once per turn. So now we're going to go get the Empress, use Empress effect, get the Zora. So then we're going to go and overlay. Now usually I'm getting the Zora now in case our opponent decides to nib us. At least we could trigger a Zora. So we're not going to trigger it now. So now we're going to use Zombie Vampire. They go Ghost Bell, which you definitely can do. So that actually hurt quite a bit. So our only play for us to do now is try to extend just a little bit. So we're going to use Striker Dragon to pop the King of the Pharaoh and get the Recharger. And then trigger the Recharger to go and spell summon a Dark Monster, which is going to be the Rocket Tracer. Then we're going to go Water Lily, chain Rocket Tracer to it, targeting it to destroy it so we could get our Zora. And then we're going to go and use Queen to go tribute both to go and spell summon the Queen. Use Zora's effect. So our opponent's going to draw and send. We're going to add and send. Okay, our opponent didn't get anything good, but that's fine because all we're doing is just getting that link 1 monster into a graveyard so we can make Savage. So our opponent went and scooped. So now we're going to go into game 2. So we are going second again, which is kind of weird because before Striker wanted to go second, and now going first is kind of weird. So opening hand, Ghost Bell, Linkage. Actually not familiar with that one. And then we have Nib, another Ghost Bell, Linkage, so not too great. So us, it's not really that great either for us either. So we have Nocto version. Okay, we have Empress, Water Lily, Nunu, and Darkest Diabolus, which is pretty good. So our opponent's going to start. Okay, set, activate. So they're going to go send to go get their link monster, and then they're going to go and add back, and then link it again, and then set, and then they're going to go and add. So pretty good. Okay, so we have to deal with Ghost Bell and Nib, and we have Cal back now. So not so bad. So we're going to go and use Nunu first. So we're going to go and send the Zora. And then we're going to use Zora to send the cow back to add and then trigger the cow back. So we're going to go and mill 5, and it's not a good 5 at all. So we just lost our boot, our second Ogdoadic card that we were at, and also Dragon Ravine. So that is not really a good spot for us. So our opponent goes mill 5s. Now we're going to use Nunu's effect to go in special, and then we're going to go in normal, and then we're going to overlay, because if our opponent interrupted the Nunu or something, at least Water Lily could send Night Sword Serpent, and then we could extend from there. So now we're going to activate King's effect, get the Naya. Okay, activate Naya to go and send the curse, then use curse to tribute to special by he ghost spells, but we're going to still trigger the Darkest Diabolus at least. So special summon that. We're not triggering an Nocto version because I didn't want to do it just yet, but yeah. So Water Lily first. So we're going to go and send to go in special, and then we're going to use the Empress just to get the Zora and then summon it just so we have an extra beat stick, and then we're going to attempt to go to battle phase, but our opponent's like nope. So we had to deal with that. So Darkest Diabolus cannot be tributed by your opponent's effect, so that's the only monster that's remaining. So Zora is going to trigger though, so our opponent's going to draw a card, send. We're going to add and send. So we're going to go and send the king. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is link, I believe. Yeah. So make our Dark Charmer. Use the effect for Dark Charmer. Go. Special summon Ray. Go to BP. Attack. Okay. So we're going to take some damage, but it's okay because we're going to add a Dark Dragon, which is going to be Levineer. And then we're going to continue in our main phase 2. So we're going to go and banish our 3 Darks. Special summon. Use the effect as Levy Chainlink 1, Nocto Chainlink 2. So we're going to shuffle a card back to our opponent's deck, which is Engage, which is nice. Okay, it doesn't really matter because we were planning to gain the rest of the cards too, so it's okay. So then we're going to go and draw for Nocto. We drew into the Chaos Creator, which is very good. Now I'll tribute both for King, Seals effect. Now I'll get Star Liege, okay. Add the White Dragon. So at least is going to add the Levineer back. Okay, now Chaos Creator. So banish. Okay, use Chaos Creator once again. So we're going to get Darkest Diabolus and all that. So we're going to be doing exactly so. Then Darkest Diabolus is going to put a card from our opponent's hand on the top or the bottom of the deck. So then we're going to banish for white. Then banish another 3 for Chaos Levineer. Link them for a steal once again, and then we're going to use white effect to go and add black, and I believe we're all set from there. So we have a card that like bounces, so we could trigger a king to hand loop once again. They draw into Nib, and our opponent scoops, and that's it for our match. So it was definitely a very quick match. Yeah, definitely thoughts because we didn't see so much of it, but I can tell you off the bat that Sky Strikers should be going second. So every single person that I know that excels with Sky Striker, they always want to go second because they want that little interaction, and also for the cards to really benefit the most is if the opponent has something like. Especially in today's like format, it's a bit too fast paced to be relying on going first all the time. So that's why I think the best option would be to still focus on the deck as going second and not first for Sky Striker. But for our deck, you know what? I actually do like it a lot. I've been practicing quite a bit with it, and especially with the new changes that we did by removing all the gammas and that one dead driver, I find we were able to extend it a little bit further, and it hasn't been that much issues against other decks from that were like post ban list. So I think it's working out quite well. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you want a sneak peek at future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.